Our session today is going to be so much fun. It is about content that converts. And I'm so excited to share some tools and tips and tricks with you. One of the things that I know that a lot of us struggle with is we're creating content, we're putting it out there, and sometimes we just hear crickets. And so our goal today is really to come up with different ways to engage with our audiences and audiences that are already out there and existing. The first question that I want to ask is thinking on a scale of 1 to 10, what you're feeling like your content is doing. So if it's going out, but you're not having conversations around them, you'll be on the one side. And then there's some engagement, but it's not feeling super consistent. Then I would love for you to add that. Feel free to put that in the Zoom comments or on Facebook. And then 7 to 10 is people are responding, they're reaching out and buying. So where are you in that journey? Let's think about that a little bit. And for those of you who don't know me or who are just joining, my name is Angelina Shively, and I absolutely love everything about AI and how it can support our small businesses. So if that is something that aligns with you, just know that there are multiple ways we can work together. I'll be sharing some of those throughout, but today I really want to focus on how to get engagement and increase that. So one of the first things that I think is so important is being in what we can call awareness playgrounds. And those are going to be places where our people are hanging out. So for me, a lot of those places, I started out with groups on Facebook that were working on people working on AI. And I realized that some things were happening. I was sometimes posting, but not getting much engagement there. And so I also started playing in some other awareness playgrounds, such as like women entrepreneur groups. So sometimes if your content isn't resonating, that's one of the tips that I would suggest is analyzing really where are you playing and just with kids on the school playground. So if you have your own Facebook group, one of the ideas that I have would be to direct message the people who join your group, which may sound a little bit overwhelming, but just a hello, welcome to the group. You can even do a little voice message. I'm so glad that you're in our group. Or I noticed that you're engaging in my content. I so appreciate it. So just any way that you can send a message to someone and reach out with them with some kind of authentic conversation is super helpful. And the same thing in the communities that you're in. And then always, this is a tip that's so important, is always following up with a message on the post that you do, as well as in the DMs. So if someone says something, you reply to it to boost the algorithm, but then also sending them a message in the DMs is super helpful. The things that I would like to share with you is a guide that I created for the workshop today. So I'm going to add that here. If you want the notes, so now you have it. This is going to be what we're talking about today and going through. So that was the first step. And then the next step is doing some research about your ideal client. And there are a lot of places that we can go to get this research. And so I'm going to show you one of those today, which is using a tool called Anna AI. And you can look in your Facebook groups. You can look on Reddit, basically anywhere that people are having conversations. You can go in there and run this scan. So I'm going to share with you my screen and show you how flippin' amazing this tool is. And Jennifer, I know you were saying that you were starting to use that. So feel free to chime in if you've played around with that at all. If you haven't ever used Reddit, I'm going to share with you a little trick that you can do. There's a prompt here that I'm going to use, and it's first how to find groups that are on Reddit that might be helpful to you. So let me pull this tab in. So when you go to Reddit, you don't have to have an account or anything. You can just be on this home screen. And right here is where you're going to search for different groups. But if you don't know where to search yet, all you have to do, and I'm going to use Claude today to just walk you through some different tools. So I have Claude set up where I have projects. If that's not something that you have set up, don't worry about it. But I'll go in here because what it's going to do is it's going to have some of my content referenced. So I'm simply going to paste this prompt, and it already knows that I'm a coach, but I'll say I'm an AI coach helping to small business owners, helping small business owners and coaches. And then the problem that I solve is to avoid overwhelm with AI tools. And then what I can do now is the next part of this is suggest 10 specific subreddits where my audience goes to share frustrations or to ask for help. Include large general groups for broad trends and small niche groups for deep pain points. Subreddits for alternative solutions is fine. So when I run that prompt, what it's going to do is suggest several different places where I can now go to look on Reddit. So one of the ones that it recommends, so it's going to give me like 10. I'm going to start with this one is the entrepreneur group. So I'm going to copy. And when I come over here, I'm going to just put in a search. And what it does is it pulls up the groups and you can see like how many people are in these different subreddits. So I'm going to go with this first one, entrepreneur. And when it pulls that up, it's still in the search bar here. So what I can do is tailor it down even a little bit further. And I can now look for some of their, I'm going to do this search for some of their pain points and what they're actually struggling with. So what's keeping them awake at night? You know, what, and I'm going to try to search in relation to what I'm offering. So the thing I'm going to look for here is I'm just going to try type in AI tools. Okay. Now, if you want, you can 100% change this to like what's the most recent thing people are searching on. And I can scroll through this manually and open some of these tabs that are interesting. And maybe like this one is I have all these subscriptions and here's information about it. But that's going to take a lot of time and we are short on time. So what we're going to do instead is use this little floating orb. Now, if you're wondering what that is, this is Anna AI. And I'm going to share with you the link. It's actually in the document that I shared, but I'll put it here so you can see this is like the homepage. I'll also add it on Facebook if anyone's watching there and they want to see what that looks like. We'll put that in the comments. Basically, if you want to do a trial, there's a free trial and you install this little orb. And the magic of it is that you can use it on Facebook, you can use it on Instagram, Reddit, all these different places to actually analyze this content and to do it quickly. So right here, when you click this orb and then you start like a new chat, it'll appear over here once you install it. Don't try to do this now because it will probably take too long and be a little bit distracting. But right here, it says audience insight analysis. So I'm going to click that. And what's amazing is it's going to include my business context. So I've already preloaded it with all of my offers and the things that I do. And then these tokens, you can scroll, it's going to scroll all this content and watch this magic. So I click continue. And what it's doing, you'll notice it's scrolling this page. It's looking for the pain points, the desires, the objections, and the trends from any of the conversations on here. Okay. And it's literally reading all of this content. And then it's going to give back to me a report that talks about the pain points. This is going to be super helpful when we're looking at how do we speak to our audience, again, either in those awareness playgrounds or on our own pages. So right here, it's telling me, it's going to give me like this really nice executive summary. Okay. It's going to give me the top pain points. It's going to give me desired outcomes, like what are they actually looking for? It's going to give me common objections and fears. And I'll tell you, this is just one of the reports that can be run with this tool. There are so many more. Okay, it gives you, this is super important, the voice of the customer language bank. Like, what are the actual words that I can be using? Like subscription fatigue. That's something that someone actually said in here that they're suffering from. Okay, so now I'm not even going to read all that, but just know that it's really good information. And then what I'm going to do is simply copy that response. And I'm going to come over to NotebookLM. Let's see. I'm going to get out of this report. Somehow it was a good report, but I don't want it. Okay, so I started a new notebook. And what I did before we met is I did 5 different scans in different communities. I did one in Skool, in a vibe coding community that I'm in. So right here, I'm going to show you how you can add that as a source. Okay. And basically what we're doing is we're creating a notebook around all of the different groups and pain points that I could be looking at. So I'm going to say add sources, and then I'm going to go to copied text. And right here, I'm just going to paste. Nope, sorry. Let me go back to my Facebook page. I'm sorry, I was in Reddit here where it ran that scan, and I'm just going to say copy. Okay, now over here on Notebook, I'm going to click paste. And what it did is it took all that information, okay, all that information that it did for that scan. And I'm going to say insert. Now I have 6 different resources that I can save. And I'm going to come back to this because it's good. And I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it pain points. Because this is what I'm going to target when I want to think about the people that I serve and what their needs are. Okay. So I'm going to pause. If there's any questions, please unmute yourself and let me know if you have any questions about that so far. All right, I'm going to keep going. So now we've collected our pain points. And now what we want to do is be able to take their words and then utilize them. So what we're going to do is take this and we're going to create a report. Okay. And this is the prompt. If you want the prompt, all you have to do is ask for the notes, but I'll put it in here. And we are going to actually create a report right here in Notebook. That is our master research report. Okay. So I'm going to view the custom prompt. It was long, but you've been given 5 market research reports. Now it's 6, but that's fine. Analyzing different online communities where my ideal clients spend time. Here's the structure that it has for the report. And now what I want you to do is use all of those reports and create one master market research report with the following sections. Okay. Now I could also do this in ChatGPT, upload all of those files and then run this prompt. Both ways will get you there. But I'm going to do this here in Notebook so that it's saved and I can always come back to it. So I'm going to copy that prompt. I'll put it in the chat. It's also in the document that I shared. And then what I did is I came over here to reports and I clicked that. And right here, there's a create your own. So when I click create your own, I'm simply going to paste that prompt here. Okay. So here we go. Here are the research. I'm going to change it to 6 because it has 6 now. Not that it will change much, but put that there. Okay. Then I click generate. And what will happen is that report is going to come over here. Okay. Now you are going to be blown away when you see this. So when I click in, whoop. So you can see it's giving me like an overview. And then here are I had it rank the universal pain points. So it's got them in there: content burnout and the hamster wheel, tech stack chaos, and digital duct tape. Then it says, here is a master voice of customer language bank. So these are the things that people are saying. So now I can utilize that in the language that I'm selling, right? Here's buying signal language, the biggest gaps that competitors are missing. This was so interesting because one of the things, and it even gives you hooks, like hooks and angles of how you can come across this. I loved one of them. It said a shift to collaborative, silent co-working format. So like instead of solo troubleshooting, implementing accountability layers where you or your clients build and ship projects together. Hello, that's our Skool group. And that was one of the things that came out of this. And I thought that was really cool. Okay. So now what you can do is save this. So you can copy and paste it. And then you could even export it to docs or sheets so that then we have that for our next step. Okay, so we've done all this research now. And let me ask if there's any questions, because I know I'm going a little bit quickly on this, but I want to make sure everybody's good. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in, unmute yourself, ask on Facebook. Okay, our next step is going to be to go to Claude and watch this next step of magic. So we're going to say, I'm going to do it again in my project because it's got all my business context in there. But I'm going to now give it this prompt. Based on the attached market research report and my business context, identify 5 quick wins I can realistically help my client achieve in 15 minutes or less. For each one, suggest a simple, high-value resource I could create around it, like a checklist, a prompt template, mini tutorial, or swipe file. Prioritize wins that address the most repeated pain points and use the exact language my audience uses to describe their struggles. The reason we're doing this is I'm ultimately leading you to create some hand-raising posts so that you have stuff to give people that they actually want, right? We have maybe created freebies in the past and we don't have people just like banging our doors down for them. So I'm going to show you, you didn't even know you were going to get this, but this is going to be a master class. So I'm going to copy this market research and just pop it in here so it has it. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. So first, we're kind of thinking about what are some wins that I could quickly create for people to give to them. Okay, so an AI caption starter kit, find out what's eating your time, a 5-minute tech stack audit checklist, a repurposing tool. Okay, set up your AI assistant. I really like this one, a little tech stack audit checklist. So thinking about subscriptions, all the things they're paying money for. So let's say now I'm going to pick number 2. So let's go with number 2. You don't have to paste that in there. And then now I'm going to give it the next prompt, which is to create a complete lead magnet plan. Now, again, you don't have to copy these prompts, but sometimes they're just nice to have, a little bit easier. And again, they're all in that document. So if you want them, just let me know. Okay, so here we go. Now, what's going to happen? And I'm on step 2, by the way, under part 4. We're going to build this. Claude is building out this lead magnet sequence. Okay. So here's what it's going to give me. It's going to give me the concept, the best format, what's inside, an opt-in promise, what they'll get, a next step, and then an idea for making it interactive. Okay. So here we go. Is your tech stack working against you, working for you or against you? The 5-minute audit. Okay. So they say the recommended format is a PDF checklist with the simple scoring system. Rate each tool 1 to 3 on these questions. What's inside, a tool inventory section, clarity test, an opt-in promise. Okay. This naturally leads them into the Skool community or discovery call. Someone who has identified that their systems are scattered and costing them real money is primed to ask, okay, so what do I replace it with? Now, look at this part. Bonus, make it interactive. Build this as a web-based tool where users enter their tools and monthly cost, answer the 3 clarity questions, and get an instant your stack card with a color coded. Now, you guys, it's going to say, want me to build that interactive version as an artifact right now? It could live as a standalone page where you link from your bio. It would be far more memorable than a PDF. And I'm going to say, yes, let's make this as an app. It already knows my colors. Use my brand colors to build this. Now, I would like to point out that we are only at 10:30 and I'm about to have an app that I can actually go and use with my people. So if you are impressed, give me a little woot over there in the chat because this is amazing, right? Okay. So what it's doing is it's building this. You'll notice it's taking my brand colors, it's putting it together, right? Now, you might be wondering, how do I use this when I'm ready to actually deliver it to someone? And the tool that I use that I absolutely love, you all are probably so tired of me talking about it, but it's Base 44. And I also noticed if I wanted to use a prompt in Claude, if you didn't want to just say, yes, let's make this as an app, I did put a prompt in there for you. All right. So what I'm going to share next, if you are not using Base 44, here is a code for you. And I would love for you to check that out. And I'm just going to show you when this is finished rendering. And the reason I'm having it render here and not taking it to Base 44 is that in Claude, it's going to actually build it so that I can see it. I can make some adjustments and get the exact code. And then in Base 44, it should only cost me like 1 to 2 credits to actually build that app, which is a pretty great thing right now because I'm on a huge project and I don't even know how this is possible, but I have blown through almost 1,100 credits in 1 month. So I am very good credits, but we're not going to tell anybody. We're just going to go with it. All right. So what I need to do first is log out of this account. When you use Base 44, and of course, it's not going to let me because that little guy is there. Maybe if I move it over here. Okay. So I'm going to switch accounts. When you sign in, you can sign in with your Google account, whatever. And the reason we're building this as like a standalone tool is so that we can collect some emails, right? All right, so let's see. Holy cow, this is amazing. Look at this. It's already done and it knows my teal colors. Is your tech stack working for you or against you? All right, 3 quick questions about every tool you're paying for. Get an instant verdict, keep, consolidate, or cut. Nice. And then you can add another tool. It has my stuff down here. It has the amount of money. I'm honestly not even going to do anything with this because that's amazing. Now, notice up here. So this is like giving you the preview of it. You didn't know you were going to get such a lesson on Claude today, did you? So I'm going to click here and that. So notice this is the little eyeball and it's got the actual tool. And if you click this, it's showing you the backend code. So all I'm going to do is click copy. And now it's copied all that code. And then over on base 44, I am going to click in this box and I'm going to give it just a little bit of information. Okay. I want to create a tool where we are going to collect the user's email at the beginning of this. Actually, no, you know what? We can even come over here. I'm going to show you how you do this so you can see. I'm going to say, can you add a feature so that before they start taking the quiz, you ask for their email and let them know they are going to be subscribed to the best email newsletter ever. No spam. Something like that. And the reason I'm doing it here again is I'm conserving my credits so that when it actually goes to base 44, then I can just publish it straight there and it'll collect that email. Okay. When you're in this box on base 44 and it gives you 25 free credits. So even if you want to just try this out, you can create a little test account and play around. Plan mode is if you were going to do your conversations here on base 44, but since we've already got everything from our code over on Claude, we don't have to worry about that. So it's adding that in. I'm going to ask any questions. Anything you're thinking about?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Well, we need to have a max Claude account or Pro is still good enough to do this?
Yes, you can do a pro account. I honestly started out on free, but I was finding I was really using it a little more than I thought I would. And I just started using it, I would say a couple weeks ago. So the free account is great. They're doing a special right now where you can actually use it a little bit more during odd hours of the day. So maybe not during peak hours, I guess it would be called. And you could try it out there.
Okay. And how many credits do you need then to do on the base 44?
So literally, I'm going to show you. I think we could do this one with 1 or 2, to be honest, because it's so developed. So let's see what it came up with. So here it's going to show us, okay, get your free stack score. Grab a spot on the inside first. Drop your email. We'll send you results plus the best weekly newsletter you didn't know you need. Ah, that's so cute. So you'll put your name, your email, and then show me my stack score. So now what I'll do is I'll go to this code again and I'm going to click copy. I'm going to go to base 44. I don't have to put anything else. I'm just going to paste all of this code in here. Okay. And then click this little button that says send. And now it will create this app for me. Okay. So while it's doing that, and I'm not going to get into base 44 too much, but I want you to know that once it creates this tool, I have a lot of trainings on it. We also talk about this a lot in our Skool community, which several people are in that. It's literally the price of like coffee a couple times a month, $30 a month. And we do trainings like this all the time. We meet on Tuesdays every week to just go over questions and anything that you might be curious about. I will pop that link in the chat. But now we have this great tool that we can utilize with our people. So it might be on our own page, or you can share it in communities. So now I'm actually going to go back to my notebook here, and I'm just going to chat with this a little bit because I want um, to now. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to model this for you. Uh, it is so easy to make just a simple Facebook post and get some really great engagement. And here's the thing, that tool that I made hopefully would provide value for someone, right? Because they're going to go through their stack and be like, oh my gosh, I have all these tools and I don't even know what half these are, whatever the tool is that you create. So let me go to Facebook and I'm going to show you a couple examples of this. In fact, my friend Stephanie, she just did one. And this was so good. I loved it. Okay, so look at how simple this is. Carousels take me so long. Oh, wait, Claude solved that problem too. And then what we see here is a bunch of different people that are reading through her post, right? And of course, I had to be one of them, but look at this. She goes and she even tells, this is not the same example that I'm talking about, but she tells exactly how she did it. Okay. This would be great for any of the groups that you're in because you're providing value and you're not asking them for anything. So anybody who sees this post can go in, get the things, and go do what she's telling them about. She shares the outcome. And all this engagement is in what is it doing? It's increasing the algorithm to tell people to keep looking at her stuff, right? And look at what she's modeling here. I need to try this. Okay, you might just thumbs up it, but instead, she's, hey, yes, let's see what you make. So now it's encouraging that person to come back. In a couple days, guess what? Now she's going to go into their DMs, I hope, and say, hey, I'm wondering, did you try it out? So these are all people that are interested in what she has to say. That's gold. Okay. So any of those people who comment, you want to follow up with them. I'm going to do the same on my page. So where I said, comment, whatever, if you're interested, I'm going to go back and check in with those people to make sure they're interested. Here's another example that Sarah did. And it's a very simple, like just a little prompt. Look at what I did. Here's the exact step by step. And then 78 comments of people that are interested in what she's saying. I want to show you the example also about I love. This is, you could have a picture of yourself. Okay, this is just a B-roll. She said, patiently waiting for the business owners who want to learn how to use Claude Cowork so they can sit back and have a little snacky snack while Cowork does the heavy lifting for them. That's all it was. And then she said, comment Claude, and I'll send you the step-by-step guide set up for my top 3 time saving Claude tasks. And again, look at all that engagement. And all these people are saying Claude. And it was super simple. It was a page that describes some tips and tricks. And guess what? That's essentially what I just gave you. So now I could make a post like this or whatever and say, okay, here are some great tips for into the DMs and connecting with humans. Who wants it? It's called a hand raising post. And so then that provides an opportunity for me to reach out and connect with humans. Okay, check it out, you guys. Here we go. It's the exact same audit that was on Claude. And I'm going to put my emails in and then show me my text store. And then it's going to go through, ask me the questions. You get the idea. So now I have a tool that I could share with people that is a quick freebie, right? You can build those anywhere. If you want to ask, let me see, what are some of the other notes that I have? So really, I'm going to go back and show you now in the pain points. I'm going to say, okay, help me create whoop. So I'm going to say write 5 hand raising posts. Actually, I'm going to even do it right within my Claude because it knows the context of what we just created, right? So I'm going to click here and say write 5 hand raising posts for the tool we just created. And friends, you don't even have to have the tool created yet. You can just make the post. You don't have to respond to everyone right away. But again, the more interactions that you get with that algorithm, that's going to help you. Okay, and then another thing to add on to this is, okay, so let's say they sign up. Let's say they sign up for this tool. I can also set up automations that really addresses pain points. So let me show you how we could do that. I didn't even put this in the notes, but this is a great idea. Pain points. So let me show you how we could do that. I didn't even put this in the notes, but this is a great idea. Someone not muted. You didn't even put this in the notes. This is, there we go. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to grab one of these posts and see if they're any good. Okay, this feels like a lot of business, and I actually want to just keep it super simple. So I am going to show you how we can not overcomplicate things. So I'm going to actually go into, see, look, this is a perfect example. Free training today, how we beat the algorithm and still send 150 DMs a day. Join us. That's easy. And then down below is the link. So I'm going to say, how many AI subscriptions do you have? I just created a quick tool to help you see your tech stack. Want it? Okay. Now, I don't have the tool ready to go yet, and that's okay. Say comment to me below. Oh, now you notice, look what happened. It got too long. So what I'm going to do is just say, who wants it? What do you guys think? Good? Okay, I'm going to post it. And then if you remember, we're not going to give it them right here in the comments. We're actually going to give it to them in the DMs. So when someone says me or they raise their hand, then I would give them a thumbs up. Let me show you an example of this. Okay. So this would be the example that I did for the training. I said, here's what it is. Comment connect for the details. And then here, and then I say, just sent you the link. And then I pop over into the messenger and share it that way. Okay. So those are some different ways and strategies that you can try. And again, it doesn't always have to be that hand raising post. It could be as simple as you sharing value in a group. That's how I met many of the people that are even in this room, is that we connected over a topic that we were interested on, like MindPal or whatever it is. So if you provide value about a topic, whatever it is, share that. And there you go. It's a lovely place to be with lots of great entrepreneurs who are doing new things daily. And I will share that link in the chat as well. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll get the replay up very soon so that if you want to watch any of these tips or tricks, if you need any of the links that I shared, just let me know.